Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is finally here, and with it, Phase 5 now has officially begun. But while I was sitting and enjoying myself in the movie theater, the critics of the world decided that it's rotten. I have a lot of thoughts, so let's talk about it. What's up everyone, and welcome back to Jones Vibes. If you're new to my channel, I love to talk about all things movies and television, and I also love Baskin Robbins. But like I mentioned, today we're talking about Quantumania in our official introduction to Kang the Conqueror. I'm gonna be talking a lot of spoilers, so beware. But first, I just want to address the criticism and negative reactions that this movie is getting. I went to this opening night and I had an awesome time, which sort of surprised me with how bad people were saying that this is. There are problems with this film, ranging from CGI nitpicks to an overpacked and sort of unearned feeling third act, but I'm just curious as to what people were expecting. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because expectation has a large impact on our outlook. I feel like the critical response is absurdly bad compared to movies like Thor: The Dark World that had a fresh critical response, but like I said, there are problems, and I can understand that from a critical perspective it might not check all the boxes. 48% though. Jeez. As for the audience, however, I think that things are a bit calmer. There are still those people that expected this to be Infinity War or Endgame, and it wasn't. And then there are those that didn't like it and won't rest until every corner of the internet knows that. But I think most people can agree that Kang freaking ruled, and the rest of the movie is really up to the individual. As for me, I loved it. I really did. That's right, all you haters. Like I said, there are clear issues, and my personal opinion is that I think most of that could have been solved with like an extra 30 minutes or so, just to add a bit more depth to things. There was a lot happening, and it kind of felt like things just got chopped up. And I don't know if that was studio interference or what that was. But get ready for this, because this is a hot take. Regardless of all that, I still think that this is the best movie out of the Ant-Man trilogy. Once again, what's up, haters? I had more fun with this than either of the others. The only cherry on top would have been having Michael Pena as Luis in there somewhere. He was definitely missed. I wish there was some sort of like flashback scene with him, but this is a classic case of a villain elevating an entire film. Kang is all that mattered to me, and I could watch this movie 100 times just to witness that again. I'll talk about him more in a bit, but I was really impressed by Jonathan Majors, and my excitement level for the future is now through the roof. That's why I can't believe that people disliked it as much as they did. But diving in, Paul Rudd as Scott Lang is always great, and I think we see a much more developed character from him in this one. He's been through a lot now, but even after he saved the world, he has yet to embrace that leadership role and really take control of things. I also enjoyed the relationship between him and Cassie in this one. They had some funny moments, and I thought Paul Rudd and Kathryn Newton were great. I'm honestly curious to see how much of a presence that she has moving forward, because I thought she did a solid job. But I have to admit, I was a little let down because we didn't get that much Wasp and Evangeline Lilly action. But when we did, it was very crucial. I mean, Ant-Man couldn't have succeeded without the Wasp, but I don't know, her name's in the title. I just feel like she could have used even just a little bit more screen time. I don't know. But then we had Hank, Michael Douglas, and Janet. And I want to say specifically, Michelle Pfeiffer, like, dude, she was so good in a few of these scenes. I had a feeling that Janet was going to have some sort of past relationship with Kang, but those flashback scenes were dark, and the emotion really broke through to me, especially when she's looking into Kang's mind and there's just so much chaos and evil. She's like, oh my gosh. And I don't know, the story and the writing was interesting, and the quantum realm was cool, but everything was so crunched in that we just didn't get enough time to explore it all and to make it make sense. I feel like to really get a grasp on this world, you just need a little bit more time. But that being said, I thought it was cool, and there were some great comedic moments as well. I thought the drink the ooze part was hilarious. And Bill Murray was in there somewhere, but really turned out to be just a quick scene. I was kind of thinking that there'd be more of him, but I guess not. I'm curious if that scene was one of the things that was majorly cut down. Who knows? But this brings me to Modoc, or Darren, depending on who you ask. And I don't know, man, I liked him. And I know that this is very subjective because some people love this character a lot, and I've seen people already saying that they ruined him and stuff. For me, I thought that the CGI was a little weird, but I had a fun time with it. And the fact that it ties a little bow on Darren Cross from the first movie was awesome. Looks like they skipped leg day in the quantum realm though, am I right? But back to Kang and his story. We learn that he's been trapped here by all of the other Kangs. He's been banished. And all the dots kind of connect because we learn a little bit about this in Loki. But you really feared him, and a couple of his monologues did such a good job at making us understand the raw power that he possesses. But it also showcases how much this character has already been through. He's already conquered everything at this point. As he says, he's just here to win. And this was definitely a massive obstacle for Scott, the biggest yet. But with the help of, the entire team, everybody coming together, Hank included, and a bunch of ants included. Which, by the way, to the people that are out there saying they didn't like the ants coming in at the end to save the day, like, this is a movie about an ant, man. But they managed to take Kang down, which was a little unexpected for me. I kind of thought he was just gonna dominate. And some people were very disappointed at the fact that Kang kind of lost. But I'm not sure that people are seeing the bigger picture here. He's obviously coming back, and this is an excellent place for his story in our MCU to start. He now has reason to seek revenge against Earth's mightiest heroes, Ant-Man specifically. I also feel like that post-credit scene in Shang-Chi, the 10 rings, how they're sending out a signal, I feel like that's going to be his way out somehow, because he got further trapped into the quantum realm, and somehow, some way, that's all going to connect and get him out. But I don't know, that's just my theory. And speaking of post-credit scenes, we need to talk about these ones, because finally we have a couple scenes that set things up. We see the Council of Kangs and the main trio of Immortus, Rama-Tut, and the Beyonder, and this was just awesome, and shows just how serious the stakes are. They're coming for the Avengers, and they also think that the Conqueror's dead, but we're gonna see about all that. But then, the last scene seems to be a snippet from Loki Season 2 when we see Victor Timely, a Kang variant in the early 1900s, who's majorly advanced technology with his knowledge of the future. And I'm not sure what all of this means, but that is the fun of it. It's time to speculate. So keep an eye out in the coming months for some videos that I'll be making just about Kang and theorizing about all this, because I liked this movie a lot. I had a lot of fun, and personally, I'm still very excited about the future of the MCU. As far as my vibe rating of this movie, I'm gonna be giving it 4 out of 5 stars, because like I said, I liked it. But what did you think? Please let me know down in the comments. The opinions on this one are pretty divided so far, and I'm just curious to see where everyone's at. Also, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and click the like button. That's a free way to show your support, and if you really liked this video, go ahead and click the subscribe button, because I have a lot more content like this on the way. But that was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Kang the Conqueror has arrived, but what comes next? I guess we'll see.